Hello everyone, I am here today with David, who is a special guest for my audience, but also for all the person who will see this interview. So hello David.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure too. How are you today? I think you're nice because here it's really sunny.
Oh yeah, here too in Austria.
Okay, I think it's so perfect. So we can start our interview. It's okay if you're okay. So here's my first question. Can you just introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and also if you're a pianist?
Yes, my name is David, and I'm one of two co-founders of OKTAV, the company we'll be talking about today. And yes, of course, I'm a piano player as well. I wouldn't exactly call myself a pianist, at least not a professional one. But I spent more than 20 years at music school, first with classical music education, and then I switched over to the dark side and learned jazz piano and pop music.
The dark side, okay. But actually, I understand. I understand. Okay, but that's perfect. Great. So you just told us that you're the founder of OKTAV. My second question is, why did you found OKTAV? And also, where did you get this idea?
Well, as I mentioned before, I've been playing the piano for many, many years. And when you play the piano and you play classic music all day long and you want to try something else, you always struggle with actually, where should I get the sheet music from? And then with the second question, when I have found the sheet music, is this even right for me? So right for my level, right for my style, can I learn this? And this came together back in 2016 when I had that epiphany, that idea to actually build a service together with my co-founder, Tony, where we'd go to all the big publishers and ask them nicely for their music, put it on a platform and sell it through a subscription model. Because we always thought that selling sheet music through subscription would mean the biggest kind of freedom for piano players or musicians, because you can just move through a digital environment, open everything and start playing right away. And if you don't like a piece, you just switch to the next one. And that, OKTAV is a very explorative and discovery-oriented service. And we were like, oh, it would be really cool if you're done with Mozart's sonata to get, a recommendation for Beethoven or Grieg or Satie. And this is exactly the service that we built.
Mm-hmm. But this is really a great idea because personally, some of my students have already experienced it, and they loved the concept to, if I choose a sheet, it's not for my level, I can switch for another, and I didn't buy the sheet for nothing. And this is something that they truly love, and thank you. Because this is also a problem for as a teacher, because sometimes you recommend a sheet for your student, but you realize after that, well, it's maybe too difficult for him or her at that moment, and so you can switch for another, but you don't have to pay again, and this is really great. You also say that I think you begin to talk about the copyrights also, because I am now a singer and a songwriter, and now I realize how important it is to protect the copyrights for a professional musician. Is it also because of this that you create OKTAV?
Yes. So everyone who listens to that interview, of course, knows that there's a ton of sheet music out there. Some of it is legit, some of it is not. And especially when it comes to classical music, there's big free resources where you can get nice music and nice sheets. But as soon as you move towards copyrighted music, or even if you want to have the newer revised editions of classical music from the big publishers, you always struggle to find something that's legal. And back in the day when we founded OKTAV, we made that a part of our core mission to also pay the creators of the music. And in sheet music, that means we want to pay the arrangers who actually engrave and do all the sheet music, and of course also the composers. So we tried to build a model that benefits everyone. In the end, of course, the piano player, the musician, but through the payments of the piano players, we actually fund the production of more sheet music, which is in the end very, very beneficial for everyone.
Okay. Thank you for this idea again. Now I'm going to ask you a question from my audience, who is still very new to the concept of a sheet music application. Can you just tell us how OKTAV differs from other applications? Because now there are some on the market. And what are the advantages for users, even if you just say something here?
So what is different with OKTAV is that we've built levels into our system. So I mentioned early on that it is really important to know whether a certain arrangement is for me or not. And when doing a lot of user research back in the day, we realized that most of the people, of the players out there, want to play very similar music. So if you take a very, very popular example of pop music, let's say Easy on Me by Adele, which is a huge hit right now, you always have many, many people want to play it. So what we do is we do arrangements for all kinds of skill levels. So if you're a beginner, we have an arrangement for you. If you're an intermediate player, we have a different one for you, but you'll still have fun while playing. And that's actually the special secret sauce about OKTAV. When you sign up and you make your profile with OKTAV, you tell us the level that you're at. So you tell us, oh, I'm a beginner and I think I'm at a very low level. And then you tell us the genre preferences that you have, and we take it from there, which means we recommend you new music every time you come back. And of course, you can build your own library with us. So you can save your music, build your playlists, annotate the music, and make this all your very personal experience.
Okay. And so you answered one of my questions and also of my audience, that are beginners and advanced beginners good enough to buy the sheet music on OKTAV? And you answered the question. So yes, even if you're a beginner, you can just have benefits from this experience on OKTAV. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, of course. And as you said, it also means that you can find several styles of music too. I mean, it's not only classical.
Yes. So, when you have 88 keys available and you could play in all genres and styles, I think it has to be part of our mission to actually make it all available to you. And that means, besides classical music, which is at the core or at the heart of it, we have pop music, we have movie soundtracks, but also niche music in gaming, for instance, or boogie woogie, swing, jazz. So whatever style you'd like to play, you'll find the sheet music that you love on OKTAV. And you could also, of course, combine it. So you could play Mozart in the morning, Joplin at noon, and Adele at night.
Which is my kind of life, by the way.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, I think you've just answered all of the questions we have. I have just once, which is for you. How old were you when you first thought of creating OKTAV? Were you younger? How old were you at the time?
Well, when I really, cobbled together the idea, I was 29 years old. I'm 35 today, so it was 6 years ago.
Okay.
But when I had the idea, I, had the impression that I always kind of carried that inside of me. Okay. I just didn't realize that it was there. because I always knew the struggle that you have as a piano player, and I built a lot of marketing and internet know-how, but it took me a very, very long time to realize that I could, combine the two and build a service for all piano players out there.
Okay, it's really funny because I've realized that I could propose online piano 6 years ago too. So that's funny. That's funny. But at that time I was 18, so I was really young. But I was also in this kind of feeling that you can really create something new on internet, also with social media, and I just understand you that you can sometimes just combine two things that just look apparently not really that can match together. Well, you can do it however, but it's cool. Okay, well, I think you have just answered all of my questions. So, well, David, I just want to thank you for accepting this interview and talking with me. It was a great pleasure, and I hope we'll have the opportunity to talk about OKTAV again. I just want also to say to my audience that I will realize more tutorials on piano, and I will use sheets from OKTAV, so you can also download them and buy them if you want. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Here it
Thank you,
is.
take care.
Hey, ne pars pas! Aujourd'hui, c'est le Piano Day, c'est la fête du piano. Et à cette occasion, l'application t'a réalisé une petite surprise et on t'invite à cliquer sur la fiche qui apparaît ici pour pouvoir voir le tutoriel en français complet que j'ai réalisé sur comment fonctionne l'application, comment t'inscrire, quelles partitions concrètement tu vas pouvoir trouver, comment fonctionnent les différents arrangements en fonction de ton niveau. Voilà, j'ai vraiment tout détaillé, le tutoriel est assez long mais très complet et l'avantage c'est qu'il est en français. Il n'y en a pas beaucoup pour l'instant sur YouTube, donc vas-y, profites-en. Et si jamais tu regardes cette vidéo en 2023, en 2025, en 2030, qui sait, eh bien tu pourras toujours aller la voir parce qu'il y aura quand même une petite surprise pour toi, même si tu regardes cette vidéo dans 10 ans ou dans 15 ans ou dans je sais pas combien de temps. C'était vraiment une opportunité de dingue de pouvoir interviewer le fondateur d'une application de solfège. Je tiens d'ailleurs à préciser, je n'ai pas été sponsorisée pour faire cette interview ni ce tutoriel. Je travaille avec OKTAV, certes, mais je n'ai pas du tout été sponsorisée pour faire ces deux vidéos, pas du tout. Je m'excuse pour ma grammaire anglaise. Voilà, mais j'ai fait de mon mieux et je m'améliorerai pour la prochaine fois. Voilà, ça fait un moment que j'ai plus parlé anglais. Dans les prochains mois à venir, je vais faire d'autres interviews avec des intervenants très différents d'ailleurs. On va parler de piano, on va parler de solfège, on va parler de techniques d'apprentissage pour être plus efficace. Et si d'ailleurs tu as des suggestions d'interviews, eh bien vas-y, fais-toi plaisir, écris-les dans les commentaires. Peut-être que je pourrais rencontrer une des personnes de ton choix. Je t'invite à présent à t'abonner à cette chaîne si ce n'est pas encore fait. Tu pourras trouver de nouveaux cours de piano et de solfège pratiquement toutes les semaines. Donc vas-y, fais-toi plaisir, allez abonne-toi, tu verras, tu perdras pas ton temps. Et si jamais tu as envie de liker et de commenter la vidéo pour m'aider à remonter dans le référencement, eh bien vas-y, tu as ma bénédiction sur cette génération. Prends soin de toi et moi je te dis à très vite pour une prochaine vidéo. Ciao!